We're going to take some nice deep belly breaths. I say let's do 7 nice deep breaths. I'll count them with you the first couple and then we'll get together on the end. Go ahead and deep breath in and out. Another nice deep slow breath in, and with each breath you get more and more settled in, comfortable, relaxed. Breathe in. And breathe in. And out. We're going to take one more nice deep breath in, all the way down to your belly, and breathe it all the way out. Now that you're settled in, you're comfortable, whether you're in a chair, maybe you're sitting on the ground, maybe you get to kick your feet up and lay back. Be in your spot, be nice and comfortable. We are going to be a point of light in our head, behind our eyes, center of your head. Keep taking those nice deep breaths. And look around. Let's take a look at our bubble. We have a nice bubble. Should go above our heads, below our feet, to our right and left, front and back. Dust off any spots you see that might need some attention. I'm going to bump my bubble out a little bit. I feel a little crowded. If anybody's energy is in your bubble, ask them to leave. This is your time. This is your space. Nice deep breath in and out. Now we're going to create our grounding cord. It's going to go from the center of our head all the way through our body, the bottom of our feet, through the ground, into the middle of the earth. We're going to ground this cord securely. You might be grounded. The middle of the earth for you might look like a meadow, maybe a big wide open pasture, or the beach. But your cord is in the ground and it is nice and secure. And that grounding cord is going to be a little bit wider than you are, all the way through from your head to your feet and to the center of the earth. And take one more big deep breath. And let it out. And we are grounded and ready to begin.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaylin. So from the center of your head, be that point of light, as if you're looking at the world from behind your eyes. And for this entire exercise, do your very best to stay in the center of your head. If you find yourself going out to the being or out of your bubble, just gently nudge yourself, bring yourself back into the center of your head. That will make this entire exercise more experiential and more fun, and you can stay neutral. So from the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, imagine on the outside of your bubble, there is a theater stage. and see it as you might see it in your mind's eye. See the floor, see the curtains. Perhaps you can imagine that you're sitting in a theater seat and you're in the theater alone for this exercise. And see the theater, see the stage from behind your eyes. And when you're ready, point a spotlight from the top of the stage down to the middle of the stage. And when you're ready, invite a person that you've met that is no longer in a body, that is passed on, has crossed the rainbow bridge. I know that analogy is supposed to be for dogs, but I like it for everybody. And again, make this maybe not your most intimate friend or relationship. And when you have someone in mind, go ahead and invite them into the spotlight. Ask that person to step into the spotlight. And again, you can't do this wrong. Set your intention that you're seeing someone you know that's passed on, and they're on the stage in front of you. You're in the center of your head, and you're seeing this individual, and they may show up in their physical form, like you know them, or it could be just a blob of energy. It could be a banana with their name written on it. You can't do this wrong. However this individual shows up is how they'll show up. If they have a sense of humor, they might show up as a rubber chicken. You never know. And again, the intimacy or the connection with this person, we want at a lower level. So we don't want you to get lit up. Somebody that you know, it's passed on, and you can be neutral. You can remain neutral and say hello to that individual. So Kaylin, do you have your person?
Yes, I do.
Is it a he or she?
This is she.
Okay. And tell me what you see.
So I see her physical body. It's her body.
Okay.
She doesn't want to be in the spotlight, but she's humoring me. So yes, I see her physical body, and she's great,
Awesome.
in good health, not ill. She wasn't ill when she passed, but she looks great.
Awesome. Is there anything you'd like to ask her or tell her?
Probably how she's been and what she's been doing, but I think I kind of have already gotten that answer from her.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you see that you'd like to share?
She visits. She hops around, and she kind of just likes to check everything out, and she's visiting lots of people all the time, so she's certainly not stuck. Just comes in for visits, and it's
Okay.
kind of She's laughing. And like I said, I don't think she wanted to be in the spotlight because that was never her when she was here on Earth on physical form. But no, like I said, she's just humoring me. She used to call me kid, so she's like, come on, kid.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, she's just popping in and visiting.
Mhm. So when you have someone who's not necessarily stuck, you don't have to hook them up to the supreme being if you don't want to. They may connect to the supreme being themselves and then a light back on, or whatever truth you see when you look at that individual.
Mhm.
There are no rules around this. Well, I'll tell you who I saw, keeping it at a 2 or 3 level of intensity. I saw my grandfather, and he was a farmer in Kansas, and he used to wear those striped Smith overalls.
Mhm.
So he used to wear the striped Smith overalls, but he only had one hook always hooked. So, and he grew watermelon, and oh my God, to this day, I still have not had a watermelon as good as his. We used to go out in the summers because that's when they grow, and you have to have the sandy soil. And we used to smash them on the ground right in the field and eat them right in the field. And so I had asked him this before, but I wanted to ask him again. He had had some health issues, but he just didn't wake up one morning. And I asked him, did you do that by intention? And he said, yeah. He goes, he was just done. He was just done. In those days, you married for life. And his wife, my grandmother, was not the easiest woman to live with. And they were super religious, and they just, it was no longer his bag.
Mhm.
And so at that level of intensity. And so he just decided, yeah, I'm just going to go to sleep tonight. I'm not waking up. And I'm like, if you can choose how to check out,
Absolutely.
awesome. You're not in any pain. You're not, in some horrific accident. You're not in a hospital hooked up to things, half in, half out of your body. And I'm
Mhm.
like, damn, okay,
Yeah.
cool, G. So he was just like, well, I was just done with this lifetime. And so there he is. And he's already hooked up to the Supreme Being. He's already on
Mhm.
to his next adventure. And he died ages and ages ago.
Mm.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, early 80s. So he's been gone a minute. Yeah. So low intensity for me. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen your being, if you've had some communication with them, and this is where your certainty comes into place. If they tell you something, believe it, right? Just why not? It's not. I was gonna say, it's not like anybody can check, unless they're giving you stats or things that
Right.
can be verified in the, historical records. But, well, I guess even those can be
Mhm.
edited. But anyway, I'm rambling. So you've seen your being, you've said hello, you've had communication with them. Congratulate yourself. You are now a psychic reader and healer. You can now communicate with those that have passed on. Yay. So now you can have your own talk show. You can write books. Right? And if they're ready to hook them up to the Supreme Being, a beam, sort of like the on Star Trek, beam me up, Scotty, and let them poof disappear from your stage and stay in the center of your head. And go ahead and clean off your stage if there's any of their energy left behind. And then when you're ready, make sure that spotlight is still on. Stay in the center of your head, in your mind's eye. See that stage. And this time, invite another being, another person that you know that is passed on, that you would like to see again, you would like to have communication with. And this time, in the center of the stage, put a chair, like an easy chair, in that spotlight. And invite your person not only into the spotlight, but invite them to sit. And imagine in your mind's eye that you are sitting across from them, as if you're in your living room. And you can see this person eye to eye. And you can have a conversation with them. And if you're ready to see someone at a level 10 intensity, by all means, give it a try. If it's too much, if you get too lit up or too emotional, just invite them to step away until you are more grounded and healed and can have that individual. So maybe have someone that's at a 6 intensity or lower, whatever you're ready for. Okay, Kaylin, do you have someone in your easy chair in the spotlight?
I do.
And who do you have?
I actually had to dismiss one, invite another. But
Yeah.
yes.
And
Yes.
look at that you can do that. You can have certainty. You can go, whoop, oh, nope, not ready.
This whole time I'm like, I think this is like a level 5 or 6. I sat down, I was like, nope, not a 5 or 6. So we swap people out. And yes, I have someone.
Good for you. And you don't have to share names, rank, serial numbers. And it might not be a he, she, it might be a he, she, they.
Right?
So who do you have?
So I have got a she. And I think she's at a 6, maybe she's not. She is like my other friend before. I've known her, gosh, 15, 16 years. And same thing. She's not stuck. She comes in and visits. Visits her family and her grandkids. So the one thing I've kind of already asked, which is why I probably got a little sad, was if she came by the party this weekend.
Oh, was she dressed up?
Nope, wasn't dressed up. Asked if she came by because it was so funny. Last year she came to the party and Dave's running around all crazy outside, all kind of just, you know how it is before you have a bunch of people over, you're all frazzled. She says, let's go do a shot. So Dave said after that he was able to calm down. So that's why I thought of her this weekend for the party. Is that
awesome?
You know, were you here to do some shots? But she's good. She went on, I don't necessarily say on her own terms. She was sick, but it was a very fast illness. Like she didn't want to stay in that body. You know, she was just didn't need anybody boo-hooing over her, and it was her time, and she wasn't going to prolong it. But yeah, now she's good, and she bounces around, and gets to go visit everybody.
So your friend, that shows a level of consciousness, like, I'm just going to check out my grandfather. I wouldn't have expected him to have that level of consciousness, but
Yeah, and this same with her, but she was one that you would never know she was sick. She worked through it, she never took her downtime. She always worked through it. And so yeah, her illness was really fast, and she wanted it to be that way. So that was kind of, going back to our roots. That's what started this whole thing, by the way. Almost a year ago.
That's right.
Yeah, dang it, that's who started this whole thing.
Thank you.
Yes, but thank you.
Yes, and I'm sending her some hellos. And it's interesting. So to the listening audience, Kaylin getting emotional, me getting a little emotional is not unusual in this work. We are still humans having these experiences. I'm giving you tools to help you work through them and not be completely bowled over by the experience you're having. And I missed the opportunity to ask if she showed up as a ghost.
She would appreciate that joke. Absolutely. but
It's
a year ago, talking to her, I couldn't get through it.
I couldn't. But there is this shows also 2 big ol' empaths, right? 2 out of control healers. And I've gathered this already from you, Kaylin. You, even with your friends that have left their bodies, you just have this great community of friends. Some of them are in bodies, some aren't, but we all still keep in touch.
Right? Absolutely.
That's it. I mean, how great that your existence on this planet is such that,
Well, and it's been more so over this past year, like the tools and stuff that you're teaching, it's been more so. So there'll be some nights that I'll say, who do I want to see? Who have I been missing? Who wants to come talk? And sometimes I remember the conversation, sometimes I don't, sometimes nobody comes. But it's an inviting thing, like we're
what
doing
was
now.
that we used to do on AOL, instant messaging? It's a little psychic instant messaging. Hey, anybody up?
Yep. Yes, that's right. It is. And that's exactly it. And, and some of my dreams, I'll say, what? I just need you for a few minutes. I need to ask you some things. And then in the morning, I never remember what I asked, but I remember having that statement of, I want to ask you something. As we've said before, hopefully they're not giving lottery numbers. I'm not remembering,
God, please, or what dating app I should use this time.
Right. Who did you see?
Hang on a second. For our meditators who are looking at a being as we're having our chat, again, engage to the degree that you're comfortable, and see is he, she, them wants to stay on the earth plane. If they have messages for you, if you have questions for them, be certain of the answers. Again, Kaylin is giving you a perfect example of how to use these tools. And if they're ready, go ahead and beam them up to the Supreme Being. If they want to come back, if they want to help you find your keys or be your spirit guide, they still can. The body has an expiration date. The spirit is eternal. So going back to Kaylin. So your community is just, it just sounds like who I would expect to meet should I ever darken your door. He'd be like, oh yeah, I've known him for years. Don't see him but once every 3 or 4 years, but we pick up right where we left off.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I like that.
Wouldn't it be great if even 10% of the population on planet Earth was that grounded and certain and could do this and feel good?
Just, yeah, it makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely makes you feel good.
So my grandpa, who I saw in the first exercise, his sister was my great aunt Annie, who had the recipe for the chocolate cookies.
Mm-hmm.
This was the exercise that I used to get the recipe. Okay,
Yeah.
because my mom and my aunt and everybody was like really sad that she died with her recipes. You know, they weren't written because people just did stuff. You know, I use a handful of this and a
Pinch
scoop
of
of
that.
this. That's how pound cake came about, right? It's pound of sugar, pound of flour, pound of butter, you know. So this was, and also this is where I learned that it wasn't a particular recipe, it was a chocolate cake mix.
Did she hide the boxes at the bottom of the trash?
I don't know. She just showed up with them, you know, in your
Okay.
Tupperware.
Oh, true.
And we counted on them every Christmas. They were always the first ones that everybody ate and just devoured. And so there you have it. And I still haven't tried to make them. I should do that in her honor. So that's just who I checked with my second go around. I was spinning around, seeing if there was anybody else at like a 6, 7 that I needed. Now, my daughter had a friend that she worked with that unexpectedly passed. He was engaged to another gal that they all worked together. And she was really wrecked by this. And so we kind of peeped in and had a chat, asked him like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
You're like
unexpected ones that get you.
Yeah. It's like, you're like 27, like what?
Yeah.
And, but he had some health issues. He had some health issues and he had a couple of things that, were undiagnosed. And it was just, you know, perfect storm of events. And, but again, if you're going to pick a way to go out, you know, immediacy, I'll take immediacy over a prolonged painful illness any day. You know, being on a ventilator for 90 days with the COVID, fuck that.
Absolutely.
And then leaving your body anyway. I mean, you know, and and what I understand, he was in no pain.
Okay.
He just like light switch. So, so I just said hello to him, and you know, he smiled back and he said, you know, basically nothing's changed. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's come back out, stay in the center of your head, be grounded in your bubble. You can do this and use your tools throughout your day. You don't have to necessarily be eyes closed in a chair, you know, in meditation. These are tools for living. Just like when we did the ground your car, light your way to your next path. Your center of head grounding toward bubble, you know, make sure all of your faculties and your cat-like reflexes are there, because you want to be a safe driver. Do you have anything that you would like to close out I Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts, the October 2022 special of the Intuitive Hypnotherapy podcast?
You know, not, you know, that's a filler for me, by the way. It's just everything that we've touched on. It is certainty. It is everybody has the capability. And like you joked, like, who's going to tell you you're wrong? You're not wrong. Like that's not, and I think that's the, I don't know. To me, that's the feel good part of it, right? That I'm like, huh, that was kind of cool. And I always feel good. With a lot of times, other than what we've done here in our sessions with everybody, my spirits, they come to me like in my dreams, and they
Okay.
usually pop up and they're in full body form. And it's funny because most of the time, it's a little different lately, but most of the time when they pop up, I literally am like, what the hell are you doing here? And it's like, like, they'll be in the office. You know what I mean? Like they'll come around the corner and sometimes they'll be like, shh, and I'm like, where have you been? And it's just a conversation, it's just popping in,
Mhm.
and
But isn't that a lovely response
yeah,
to a being in your space, or a ghost or a poltergeist or an
yeah,
apparition, or, any of 100 terms for that? Isn't that much kinder? Because you're just going, oh, what up?
right. It is. And I think I just repeat,
Mhm.
you are in control of what's in your space. So the evil spirits, like, and the scary things that people talk about, I mean, that's, people will disagree, I'm sure, but my feeling, and I think yours too, is you decide what you let in. And if you don't
Mhm.
let that stuff in, there isn't any scary stuff around because you're not letting it in. You're not going to let
Mhm.
that affect you or get in your bubble or get in your
Mhm.
space. And I know I feed off of energy big time. So
Yes.
that's one thing that I can say, that any time I've felt a presence, it's never been a scary thing. It's just been like, oh, something's here. But yeah, I just think you're, what's your term? Senior?
Well, we're
But
giving
enjoy.
we're giving our audience an opportunity to reframe their
Right,
appreciation of this entity, these, evil spirits.
right,
Why they got to be evil?
right,
Maybe they're just trying to get your attention and you keep ignoring
right,
them.
right. Yeah.
You get that camera out of my face.
I was just about to say, and then maybe you do ask them, what do you need? Because you're safe in your bubble. So they're not,
Yes.
they can't
So
hurt you.
the intention here is to give our listening audience a healing, to help reframe those things that go bump in the night, the boogeyman, the scary places, just, and tiptoe into it. Do what you can, what you feel comfortable with. And if you're stuck or you want more information, feel free to get a hold of us. We can have a session anywhere on the
Yes.
planet via the Zoom. And it's hello@drcynthiasmith.com is our email. Intuitive Hypnotherapy on Instagram. And I just joined the Wisdom app, so we'll be having some Q&As on that app as soon as I figure out how to finish setting it up.
And we'll have links in our description below, so you can get to us straight through the website, that sort of thing. So yeah,
All right. Well, this was a pleasure.
it was.
How much time do we have? Oh, we've got all kinds of time. You don't have to run and get Laura yet. Do you want to pre-frame our November surprise, even our December
Yes.
surprise?
Yes, November and December. First of all, it's crazy that next week is November. My mind, I just, especially because here we've been in the 70s the last few days. That is
Oh.
not normal. Not normal. So
Interesting.
next week starts November.
Mhm.
So what we're going to do, since we've got the holiday season upon us, we're going to talk about manifesting gratitude and
Manifesting through gratitude.
through
Or with
gratitude. Yes, because Thanksgiving, right? And what are you thankful for? Everybody's, that's kind of what everybody gets on their minds, and their mindset is what are you thankful for?
I suppose we
Um,
could manifest gratitude too.
Yeah, I mean, we manifest whatever we want, huh?
Yes. There are no rules.
Right. And also leading into the holiday season, that tends to be, I know for myself, and I'm sure a lot of people, it's family season. Family, friend, mass gatherings or small. But I think we're going to talk about healing relationships. And I know, you know, sometimes this time of the year is not, I mean, for many reasons, it's not the most joyful time of the year.
It can be stressful AF.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to talk about
Tense.
healing. Uh, and then there's more. Speaking of stressful, we are going to, I'm most excited about this because I think people will be super excited about doing some, I'm not going to say it right now that I'm on the spot. I'm just going to draw it all out. We're going to talk about
Cliffhanger.
I know. Dun, dun, dun. Gas hypno gastric bypass surgery, like weight loss. We're going into like there's food around every corner. And stress, and I know I stress eat, and I am super excited because this is something that you have learned,
Yes.
and I want to participate myself. So for selfish reasons, I'm very excited about this because we'll probably do a little mini series of that, right?
Yes. So the entire month of December, we're going to do virtual gastric band hypnosis. I am
That's the word I'm looking for.
to the originator of this process, and yes, it does work. Sheila Granger. She's a Brit, and oh my Lord, if you've ever had a sesh with her. So we're going to give you sample sessions all month long in December, virtual gastric band. Why have a New Year's resolution when you can start healing, especially in this zone, weight loss, pre-January 1?
Right. Get a jump start.
Yeah. Why not? And so in the relationship zone, it'll be healing the relationship with food. And there'll be a little bit of overlap in November, but we're going to do the virtual gastric band hypnosis in December 22. Tell your friends.
Yes.
Get ready. Yay. So I think it's time to sign up.
It is.
This was a good day.
It was a very good day. And I can't
awesome.
believe we're already talking about November, December. So yeah.
I think we're 31 episodes in too.
We are, and there will probably be some extra, at least one extra one, because I'm uploading one now. I'm still making edits to our early ones for just meditation. So people want to hop in and just not fast forward.
The sesh only.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so nice of you.
I'm getting there slowly but surely.
I know. Not that, I mean, who doesn't want to listen to us prattle on?
I agree. Well, thank you for listening, guys. I'm Kaylin.
I'm Dr. Cynthia.
This is Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast,
where we invited you to come for the chat and stay for the healing. Till next time.
Next week. Bye.
Yeah.